Good morning, this is Jack from Charles in the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 29th of September. My disclaimer, it is for educational purposes only. I'm here to show my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to shoot trading signals. Right, okay, let's have a look at where we are overnight. I've done a post this morning, by the way. I was looking at the possibility. I was looking on Friday at the basically that the minimum requirements for a modest retracement have already been met. I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of the highs directly here on ES and QQQ particularly, but I did a post this morning outlining the possible head and shoulder setups here which could play out, but I'm not really expecting them to. Okay, you can see the head and shoulder setup. I haven't actually drawn the neckline across it, but that's where it is. But I think more likely we would be heading towards a double top. But I think the decently up overnight, no current negative divergence, and this high isn't really high enough to give us a decent sell signal in the event that we do get negative divergence. Not yet. We could get it if we go up and retest a high. That could give us a nice sell signal, although we wouldn't necessarily get one. Qs, I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of the high as well. RTY, obviously we've got a double top target here, which top which is broken down and not made target yet and may not. So possible head and shoulders there too. YM, possible head and shoulders. DAX, we've got up to this resistance here, which is a possible double bottom resistance, but ideally we'd see a pullback here for a right shoulder and then go up. ESTX has already made higher highs. Given back everything from the retracement last week. We had this little double top that broke down, failed. We've got a possible larger topping set up here, but nothing really to indicate that it is. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts where, all right, looking at the head and shoulder setups, I've got them drawn on SPX here. I showed these all this morning on Qs. The only buy signal we've got on the hourly charts is the open RSI 14 buy signal here on SPX, which will probably make target, but it's not really that significant because there's only one. Qs, kind of steep, but decent looking head and shoulder setup there. Dire, decent looking head and shoulder setup. Not expecting these to play out, but you never know. That's IWM, decent looking head and shoulder setup. DAX on Friday broke back over the daily middle band, which has been resistant all month, actually. So that looks significant. Watching to see whether that confirms over it today, but if that's the case, we could go back and retest the highs. On Nikkei, Nikkei looks kind of out of place here because we've actually got an RSI 14 sell signal fix. We've got an RSI 5 sell signal, which is just fixed. We'd reached the trend line, which I'd reached. I'm wondering about a retracement here, and sometimes it heads off in the opposite direction. So we'll see how that goes. But I got to say, looking at the backdrop on the other indices, there's not much support for Nikkei retracing here, but we'll see. All right, let's have a look at the DX chart. Now, DX, we've got a tiny little buy signal here. Very, very small divergence. I haven't marked it in, but I'm wondering about a retest this high and possible continuation higher. We are very possibly at a very significant low and starting a move which could take us back up into 104 and then potentially all the way back up into a retest of the high in about the 114.75 area. Looking at looking at the other currency pairs, most of the signals which had fixed last week have made target now. USD CAD still hasn't quite made target, but made the possible near miss target. Australian dollar made target. NZ made the possible near miss target. So all of those have pretty much played out. Really waiting for DX to give us the direction. Right, CB, we've got a possible, we obviously made the double top target down here, at least we made the first one. We've got a possible double bottom here. I'm wondering about a bit more of a rally here, and we do have some support from that on the TLT and TNX charts. CL actually went over the range resistance at 65.50 up into about 66.50 area. That rejected. We're coming back down at the moment, back down at 64.52, but I am wondering if that might return and follow through. Now, I was showing some possible bottoming patterns on the oils yesterday. Short term, we've got a little head and shoulders which broke down, has pretty much made target. On HO, sell signal there has made target. RBOB kind of looks like a bull flag for me here at the moment. NG Wondering about a possible double bottom here, and we'll see. Could see a retest of this low first. Looking at GC, we've made higher highs here. I've drawn in a nice looking support trend line here. Well, decent looking, just basically as a marker. We've got a tiny bit of negative divergence here, but again, it's very, very small. I am wondering about the possible setup for retracement here, but on silver, where we've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing, and that's fixing at the moment. I was saying when we got over the 40 to 41 area that the obvious next target would be a retest of the all-time high at 49.51. Since then, we've gone up to 47.50, but we've not reached 49.51 yet. I'm not convinced there's going to be a decent retracement until we reach that target. There is some negative divergence that's accumulated. That could fail. So I am wondering about a retracement here, but we don't need to see one. Palladium got a little head and shoulders, which is broken down here with a target in about the 1270 area, and we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed there. Platinum, I was putting the case yesterday on the bigger picture again that we've broken up from an IHS, which could take this an awful lot higher. No current negative divergence, just consolidating a bit at the moment. HG still looks like a bear flag, or it looks more like a bear flag than it looks like anything else. So waiting to see if we retest this high here, that could set up a nice little double top to take it back down to the flag support. Weak sell signal has reached the possible near miss target already. KC. KC has broken up from a little IHS with a target in the 418 area, but really I think at a target at a retest of this high here at 424. I'm thinking it could reach that and go a little higher. There's a retest on the bigger picture I'd quite like to see. SB has broken up from an IHS here and is reaching the possible resistance at the declining resistance. So if it gets through that, then I've got a target up in about the 1682 area, and that's pretty close to a possible double bottom support, which I've got in about the 1687 area. This could be the start of a very significant move up. CC, possible little level bottom here, it's only small, so I'm thinking we might see a modest rally. Might develop into something more, might not. 60-minute buy signal fixed, hasn't reached target yet. CT, possible double bottom forming here. Lumber, we made the sell signal target, but we've actually got a little double bottom which is breaking up here. This would be a more significant target in the monthly pivot area if the monthly pivot wasn't only until the close tomorrow. But nonetheless, it's got a target in about the 624 to 628 area. We'll see how that goes. Wheat, still wondering about a double bottom here, quite like the upside. Corn, still liking the upside here too. Soy, not so much. Overall, I've got a bear flag forming here, but in the short term, we've got this possible falling megaphone. It's not bad at all, and we could see a move back towards a megaphone resistance, which I've got currently in about the 104.8, 104.9 area. So, ZL, wondering about a retest of this low. 60-minute buy signals reached possible near this target. Live cattle, this looks like a bullish triangle, and quite a decent one too. So we'll see how that goes. Lovely support trend line. If so, this is likely bullish, setting up a retest of the high here. On lean hogs, we've got a nice looking rising megaphone. Hasn't broken up, although it's been thinking about it. So possible topping action here, and if we continue forming the megaphone, the next obvious target is the megaphone support currently in about the 86 area. All right, let's have a quick look at questions. All right, well, hopefully I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday, which is good because I absolutely hate colds. So, we'll see. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And Doug, I'll have the crypto link posted in a minute. All right, take care.